Hello everyone, Thursday, January 6, 2022, and yesterday was New Comic Book Day, which means right now it's time for the new comic book video. Not a real big week for books, but we are going to show you what we got. First off, one of the hot books that came out, this is Thor number 20, of course, the first appearance of God of Hammers. I had a second copy of this one with the A cover, but unfortunately, or a different cover, but unfortunately it had some damage on it, and I'm not going to add that to my collection, but I did get one. This book is already selling upwards of $20, so you know they're probably going to do something with that character, God of Hammers. A book I was kind of looking forward to. I am a Daredevil fan. I think that is a very underrated book, especially the early Silver Age books and the early Bronze, which you can still get at a relatively good price. This is Elektra, Black, White, and Blood. Of course, becoming the new Daredevil. I'm anxious to read this one here. That was it for Marvel. Now we'll do a couple of DC and then Independent, which once again ruled the weekly pickups. First up, this might have been last week's. I'm not sure because I didn't pick up some books last week. I got them this week. This is Batman 119. Really nice looking cover there. Detective 1047. Kind of a cool cover right there with the different faces. I like that. And then a cover I really liked, again, whenever you have something that has Arkham on it, I'm going to buy it. This is the B cover of Detective Comics 1047, Batman dragging the Joker back to Arkham Asylum. Really, really nice looking cover, and obviously a no-brainer for me to pick up. That was it for the mainstream books. Now we'll go over a couple of other things we picked up. This is Gunslinger Spawn number 3. Cover A. Kind of a nice cover right there. And then Gunslinger Spawn number 3, a V cover. And unfortunately, with the shortage of boards, a lot of the shops now are just giving you the bags because they don't have the boards to give you. That's okay. I have a lot of boards. Next up, House of Slaughter number 3. Really cool cover right there. Put that there. Venom number 3. This is a Villain's Reign cover right there. And then Venom number 3 here. A book that I immediately grabbed when I saw it. I don't like the storyline, but I love the cover. You know that I have a fondness for good homage covers, and this is just another one. This is Evil Ernie number 2, the Nirvana Nevermind album cover homage. The only difference, it's not a naked baby, it is a dressed Evil Ernie right there. But still, really cool cover, and this was selling pretty good. This is a book that's probably not going to really be an expensive book, but you're probably going to be able to sell it down the line if that's what you want to do in the $8 to $10 range. So there is that. A book that I picked up, I'm going to read. This is Monkey Meat number 1. And then a book that I was excited about. This is The Fourth Man. This is from AWA Upshot. This is cover A. And cover B, which I really thought was cool. You got the the pancake with the bullet hole and the blood on the eggs. I thought that was pretty cool. And apparently this is supposed to be based off of true events where there were a couple of car dealerships that were kind of not really getting along and murder ensued. So always an exciting thing when you have that. I also picked up a toy. I usually don't grab a ton of toys or a ton of action figures, but I did want to get this one here. This is a Mego Heroes, and it's a Joker with the 14-point articulation. But of course, I'm going to grab the Joker. Real cloth right there. The outfit's cloth. So I thought it was kind of cool. I got it for like 12 bucks. So, I'm not going to pass that up for $12. And that is it for the new comic books. I did pick up a couple of older things. Nothing fantastic. I just had a chance to pick a couple things up cheap price. First one up, Action Comics number 407. This, of course, is a 48-page giant from 1971. Upper mid-grade 7.5, I graded it. Really good cover right there, or nice color. And then a couple of books that my friend Joe over at Fire Force Comics here in Las Vegas gave me. He just said, you know what, you can have them. You like that, storyline, you can just have these books. Nothing real expensive again, but very much appreciated from my friend Joe. Let's get them in a little bit of an order here. First up, Super Friends number 26 from 1979. Issue number 34, and these are all, mid-grade. Nothing high grade on these right here, but just really, really cool books. This is right here. And then finally, this one here. This is probably the highest grade of the books. This was a 7.0, but again, I'm more difficult in grading than most people. So, and then for Christmas, he handed me a little gift, and he said, "This is for you." This is from 1975, and this is Christmas with the Superheroes. The big old treasury edition of that right there. Absolutely love it. I do like certain types of, Christmas covers. And he handed me this, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So, Joe, thank you very much. And again, if you are in Las Vegas or you're here locally and you've never been there to Fire Force Comics, he's located at the Bonanza Indoor Swap Meet on Charleston. So stop by and see him or look him up. He's on Facebook, Instagram. Again, super, super nice family. He's a really nice guy. He has a large selection of vintage books. You may not be able to find a lot of things in super high grade, but you know what? You're going to find pretty much anything you're looking for. He also has a really large selection of toys. So again, that's my friend Joe at Fire Force Comics. There was that. Talking about book grading. Now, a lot of people know that I'm outspoken as it relates to CGC. Not that I am completely anti-grading. I have done some, what do you call it? Sent some books in to get graded because viewers are giving me like a little challenge to see my grading standards. And I've shown on both of those occasions that my grading standards are pretty much spot on. Get a drink real quick. Dr. Pepper, the only way to go. Delicious. But my outspokenness as it relates to CGC has been going on since probably 2012. First, it was the cost factor, then it was the long turnaround times, and then it was the crappy grading, which was happening. And what you are seeing now, if you're looking online or you're watching the community as it relates to, the YouTubes or Instagrams or just locally, a lot of collectors are going away from CGC and they are going to CBCS. Now, the problem I'm having with CBCS right now is they are taking a long time to get books graded. If you want to spend the fast track on that stuff and pay the extra money, I want to say it's like $37 for a fast track book. You might get it back in 6 to 8 weeks. Now, I had sent additional books in to get graded off another challenge. It was a bunch of Something That's Killing the Children. Number ones, different printing variations, some really nice books and really high grade. And that was sent in May, and I am still waiting for those books to come back. That is now, you're talking 7 months. And to me, that's just way too long for books to come back graded. And that is one of the main reasons why I am against grading. I don't want to give a book away and wait for it to come back 10 months later. So, but, when people were sitting there bad-mouthing me as it relates to, my thought process on CGC, it wasn't the fact that, people don't, how am I going to word this? I understand that people are here to make a quick buck and they're putting these books in to get, their turnaround times and they're making a lot of money. But CGC's grading standards are really, really crappy. If you look at some of the books they're grading, you can see, obvious defects, and they're still giving these books a 9.6, 9.8. Now, what that means is these collectors, that's not a 9.8 book. And the serious collector, or the person who wants to have, a name in the industry as it relates to making a living selling quality books, whether it be quality raw high-grade books, pre-code books, or high-grade graded books, in the 9.8, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8 version. They want to look at that book and know that that book is a 9.8. I looked at some books yesterday at my friend Joe's. He has some really nice books there, but there are a couple of those books that were graded 9.8s where they were definitely not 9.8s. There's a couple of other dealers here in town who I'm not going to mention because I didn't ask them if I could mention them on this. And they're saying the same thing. And so what happens is you get unhappy with the grading process, you get unhappy with the grading standards, they go to another company. That's what's happening right now. The reason CBCS is now having long delays is because they're getting an influx of books, people getting away from CGC. Now, everybody says that the gold standard for selling books is CGC. There was a time when it was the gold standard of CGC because the only other company that was fighting them was PGX. PGX is garbage as it relates to their grading standards. They're terrible at grading. I said that on the record many times. But now CBCS, even though they started, they were new, people wanted to see what they were doing. Understand, the person who started CBCS is the same person who started CGC. So the standards are going to be the same, but the standards on CBCS are getting a lot more stricter, and they have a much better case to put their books. Their case that they enclose the books in are much higher quality than what CGC is giving. And so you're now seeing an influx in that. And actually, if you look at some records, the difference between a CGC book and a CBCS book graded the same way is very minimal. So there was that. I like people who sit there and say I badmouth for no reason, but now here we are, 2022. I did my first video, I believe it was 2012, as it relates to CGC. And everything that I said back then is coming to fruition now because I know the market, I can see what's going to happen, and I just like doing that. So there is that. Still making progress, slow progress as it relates to the home business. We're getting some stuff done. We got, the walls up, and we got, ready to get stuff going. I'm trying to get stuff graded. And hopefully, like I stated, I am on target to do a end of the month sell. And I just will continue to give updates on this channel and then on my, Instagram channel. And then I'm going to do like some Facebook Live stuff or whatever that we can do. But there is that. And I do appreciate all the good wishes as it relates to, people getting excited for this. I'm getting excited for this. And again, what this is it's not a garage sale. You're going to get a bunch of dollar books, or you're going to find all these big key issues for nothing. This is basically like a comic book store. I do have a home license, a home business license, where I can do something like that. But it's not going to be something that's open every day. It's going to be, a couple of times a month. And you are going to be able to come here. It just gives people locally here in Las Vegas another option to pick up quality books at a fair price. So there it is. If you want to find books like that, fantastic. If you don't want to find books like that, then it's not for you. But I'm not here to give away books. So I keep getting, comments from viewers like, ooh, cheap books, cheap books. I don't like the fact that everybody thinks that, when I had the indoor swap meet, since it was in a swap meet, it should just be cheap books. I give them away because I'm in a swap meet. I don't have an overhead. Well, I don't really have an overhead here at my home, but what I do have are nice books. So there is that. I am going to continue to do the weekly videos. I am going to do another Arkham Picks video where I pick a couple of books that are coming in down the line. Again, we've talked about this several times, that I've had a very good success rate as it relates to picking titles 2 months in advance, 3 months in advance, that are going to do, that I say are going to do very well, and they do very, very well. And people have made a lot of money doing that. I'm not one of these channels, I'm not going to mention any names, but they wait for the book to get hot and then say, that's my pick, my hot pick. Well, it's already hot. You give them a pick before they have an opportunity to order it before it's been out. So there was that. Kind of a quick rant, little ramble. Again, like always, I'm always tired because I do so many things. So there was that. I hope you like the books. Again, not a really big week. So with that said, I hope you like the video, but as always, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great night. Happy hunting, and continue to watch for updates on the first day of selling.